Hello there, friends, and welcome back to Bantam Battles, War Games, RPGs, and Tabletop Sports. We like them all, and we play them solo. Robert Max here. Excuse me, this is episode 41. I know it's been a while, a couple months anyway, but, crazy summer, busy summer with grandkids playing sports and camping season. We do a lot of camping. I do sometimes take gaming things with me, but this year I just didn't really have a lot of time. So anyway, we're back now. Now, last episode 40, I talked about trying to incorporate this newer supplement, Thieves of Dorantia, into my 4 Against Darkness campaign, the Circle of the Circle of the Frosty Crow. Well, I've started to do that, or at least I'm working on doing that. There is a grid map of the City of Dorantia in this book. And what I did was, just move this aside, was I kind of came up with my own version of Dorantia. And you can see it here. And if you've been following this channel, and I know it's been a while, but if you have been, in my version of Norndal and the Kingdom and City of Dorantia, it is a walled city with only one gate, and that's right here. So if I look at the grid map that I use, the Overland Adventures grid map, that would be this square here. This part of the grid right here is the City of Dorantia. And as you can see, it's bordered by water, which is the Sea of Storms. That would be to the east. So I guess actually, if you're going to look at it orientated correctly, correct orientation, I guess I should say, this is north. The city is here, surrounded by water and also pasture or farmland, the lighter green color. The color codes come from Overland Adventures, the unofficial supplement that I use. Right here, Overland Adventures. It's by Lowell Foster. It's available on Board Game Geek for free. It's a pretty interesting... whoops, sorry about that with the camera. It's a pretty interesting supplement. Works great for me for what I want to do, as far as world building and stuff. So what I'm doing as far as Thieves of Dorantia, I'm not going to... I'm going to use it as a guideline. I'm not going to play the supplement, the Hex Crawl adventure in and of itself. But I will be using it as a guide, to some possible adventures within the city. Usually the party is selected. They leave the city, go out and have their adventure. They come back, return to the Frosty Crow. Heal up and tell their partners, or their guild, other guild members, what they discovered. So anyway, let's take a look at what I've come up with so far. Okay, so... the black lines are walls. Okay, so the entire city is walled. We got the water here, the blue hexes, and the light green all around the city. The other 3 sides, that is the farmland or pasture. But within the walled city, I also placed 2 military outposts near the east gate. Now, this east gate is the only gate, okay, to the city. I also included a walled prison over here, and this area right here that's outlined in red, marked as SP. If any of you were following this channel from the beginning, you may know that I used to have a narrative blog, and it was just getting so hard to maintain. I shut it down. But anyway, this area I called the Sorrow Pits. It's basically a burial ground. It's maintained and operated by a caretaker named Gares. And there's a look at Gares right there. Also, the Frosty Crow is located in this red area in the center here is like the main mercantile district. And the hex in which the Frosty Crow actually is located, I've marked as FC. Back here I have a government and palace area, which is also walled, and a religious area over here, where the various religions have their temples, and where clerics and wizards may go for training. I may add some other things to this, but as of right now, all these other hexes are just basically residential areas. I did include a sort of like a thoroughfare leading to the mercantile district here. So, all that being said, and I know I'm kind of stumbling around here, I'm not sure exactly how completely I'm going to be able to bring Thieves of Dorantia in. And it looks like a great game. And maybe one day I'll just, take 4 characters and, play the adventure as it's written. But I would like to figure out something, to have the characters leave the Frosty Crow and possibly have an encounter, as they head to the East Gate before heading out into the wilds. I'm also toying around with the idea. No, actually, I think I'm going to do it. That, the owner of the Frosty Crow is a half-elf named Glorissa. She's sort of like an unofficial advisor, mother figure for the Circle of the Frosty Crow. Well, she knows the existence of a secret tunnel in the basement of the Frosty Crow, which will take you outside of the walled city. Used to be used when she, used to get some black market goods when times were tough for her. She might, whatever. But that tunnel has been closed off for a long time, and who knows what lurks down there. So if they do use that tunnel, if they ever find out about it, if Clarissa decides to tell them about it, there is some rules in here for secret tunnels, as you can see, the ones that hexes that are marked with tunnels here, and they get treated, sort of like a dungeon. You have I think, 1 in 3 chance of encountering a wandering monster. So that might be one way to do it. Let's just say instead of traveling through the city of Dorantia to get to the East Gate, instead they go down into the basement of the Frosty Crow, unseal the tunnel, enter the tunnel, and take their chances of running into a wandering monster. Okay, so that's going to pretty much do it for this episode. I just wanted to get another video out there because some time has opened up for me, and I am going to be getting back to the adventures of the Circle of the Frosty Crow in the near future. Also, I got some more games I want to get to. The Way of the Warrior, I know I've talked about that for a while. It's been a while, but I was talking about it a lot. Also, Leningrad. It's another solo war game that I've picked up. It's an old Decision Games game. I want to get to that. I have the Baffle, the Bantam Battles American Football League, utilizing Fast Drive Football. That continues, although I haven't played it in a while. And I'm finally deciding on the baseball system I'm going to use. I'm kind of leaning towards, now I've pretty much decided it's going to be Dead Ball, the second edition, but I'm going to incorporate some things from the Phil Graham Superstar Baseball and possibly the Gurus baseball game. I don't know if you're familiar with those games or if you're into tabletop sports, but all that kind of stuff is coming down the road now that summer's over and the fall's here, and I'll be inside a lot more than I have been the last few months. I'm hoping that I'll be getting a lot more content up on the YouTube channel. So if you stuck around this long, I'd like to thank you for your patience, and until the next Bantam Battles, take care.